the channel. Got the new Prosendr connection sphere here. I used the other Prosendr quite a bit in lessons, depending on what the player needed. You know, if they had it to get a little more awareness of where the wrist was, or if the trail wrist was too flexed and the lead wrist was too extended, obviously putting it into the sleeve was super helpful for players just to get some awareness. This one, I think because the ball was so small in the other one, and you would lose, you know, for most players, they would lose the ball if they're hitting a longer club. So this one, even if I'm hitting a full shot, I should be able to feel like those forearms stay together. So when my forearms stay together, especially in this first move, you can see that it's helping me drive the rotation sort of through my pivot with my arms staying pretty close to what they're going to be at impact. So if I'm here and I just unwind that, I know I'm in a pretty good spot. If I see the dress and takeaway get off, so if I do an example, so if I'm going to lose the ball here when I'm going back, so if the face sort of is open and then the arms break apart, if I go to unwind from that spot, you can see obviously that ball is definitely not going to be going online, right? So if I do a good job in that first foot, it usually helps produce a little bit better odds later in the swing. Let's put this on a little tighter. So if I have this on now, so again, going into that first foot and sort of working it up from there. So good setup. And as I wind back, now I'm using my pivot, starting to feel it in the right hip a bit. Good sort of load through the body, but it really encourages the body to help the wind up, right? So then my hands are in a spot, and obviously through impact, if you're someone that tends to sort of have that lead arm breakaway, it could be a physical thing, it could be something that's happening in the swing that makes you do that. But with the ball, and if you're doing small swings, you'll really sense the difference of what it's like to come through with the arms staying in front of your body with the pressure into the ball still, versus obviously that's my arms sort of pulling. You see it pull me off balance. That pulls my arms across my body. So that's going to definitely change how the club face releases when you're looking at that post impact too. So if I'm set in here, good setup, just getting that first halfway back, and then from there unwinding there, keeping that ball, keeping that pressure into the sphere, okay? Little draw there. So that's a good way to me to help most people with their wind up and give them a little bit of awareness of what it's like to calm the face down, especially if you're someone that tends to get the face open quick. Even if it gets a little closed quick, I mean, you can keep the connection. It's not too bad. You would just have to be a player if you're that way, that when you come to impact, you're going to be a bit more this position. That's going to help the face not shut too much. But ideally, arms staying with the pivot. Arms are in a good spot here, and then we can unwind that pretty quick. Great little tool. I'm going to use this probably a little more than the small ball, just because the small ball is a little harder to keep in. You can put, if you wanted to double dip, you can still put the sleeve on just below the sphere, so then you're almost getting both in. You got like the Iron Man look here, but it's definitely gives you sort of two awarenesses when you're doing that, the sphere and the sleeve. Great way to train. Again, we just got to be very clear when we're doing things. Is it right for you? Is it the right movement? Is it something that you need to work on? Because most players, no matter how good they are, when they're doing something new, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but you got to be very clear that it's the right next step for you. If you need any more help figuring out what's right for you, make sure you check the description below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.